Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden.
Hi you guys, happy Monday. It's day 91 of the Quarantine Gardeners.
That's us. We hope you had a great weekend and happy belated Father's Day to all you fathers out there. If you don't know, we're the Quarantine Gardeners and this is our daily video log of us accomplishing projects around our garden while under quarantine.
And thank you guys for being here and for watching. We really appreciate it. And go ahead and click that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. And that way you'll get to watch every video as we post them.
So guys, today is part 2 of our front yard redesign. So the first part was us removing the vinca from around the base of our dogwood tree and some other plants to really open the area up. So today we're going to be transplanting out of that bed our lavender plants that aren't doing that well in the full shade.
So if you guys remember from the vinca video, I was the one who planted those lavenders in the wrong place. So it was before Sean taught me the ways. And they need to be moved. They are getting rangy and stringy looking. They're English lavender and they really need full sun and they're not getting it right now. We found a couple new spots to plant them in, so we're excited to get these moved and get them in a better home. So here's what we're dealing with. You may have seen this again on the vinca video, but we have one English lavender here and they're not supposed to stretch this way. You can see it's really rangy and kind of gangly. I mean, Sean, what would you say about that?
Yeah, it's stretched because it's been in the shade. It's also at a weird angle. You can see it's kind of hunched over to the side on the right there. It's because the vinca itself, when it was holding it up and it was running through it and growing through it, it was actually pulling it back the other way to the left. And so that's why it looks the way it does, because it compensated when it grew. It actually is now pulled over to where it wanted to be because it was fighting against the vinca, if that makes sense. So that's why it looks the way it does. And also this bed probably isn't the best because of all the organic matter and how much water is in this bed and how much we water this bed. It's definitely the right plant, but it's definitely not the right place because it has different sunlight needs, it has different soil needs, and it has different watering needs than, say, the vinca or even the hellebores. What we need to do is we need to clear away the mulch away from the plant, and I've got a rake here. I'm going to use this. This is a bow rake, in case you're wondering. I'm just going to clear away this mulch. See how much organic matter is around this? It's not a bad thing overall, but this is going to retain a lot more moisture than the lavender plant is going to like, and so water's not going to drain through it as fast as it should. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to get that away from that. So we'll come in here and get this by hand. You can see we still got some remnants of the vinca roots, and so that's part of the plant there. Yep, this was really shallow rooted here. Okay, so we've got it exposed. Let's pull it up. So next we're going to try and come out as far as we can, give it as much root as we can. And so I'm going to really get down there, start loosening it up around there. Might have found a tree root part of the way there. Make sure when you're digging around underneath trees too, that when you're digging, you're aware of different tree roots that you might be popping through or cutting through. You want to try and minimize that because you don't want to hurt the tree. So try and keep that in mind when you're digging things up around trees or underneath trees. So here we go. Here's our root ball we're going to take with us.
So what's the best way to move this right now? Like,
there's a couple different ways. For today, we're just going to use the shovel. You can use a tarp, you can use a wheelbarrow if you need to, if it's too heavy or the plant's too big. Today, this is just fine with just our shovel and walk it over. When you do this, make sure to steady the plant with one of your hands and then grab and get that root ball underneath. But make sure that you steady the plant because it can topple over or hurt the plant in the process of transfer. So guys, I'm going to set this down off to the side here, nice and gingerly, because I need to use my shovel. Get that from out underneath it. Here's our hole where we marked it. Let's try and get as much as that mulch away from this hole as we can. Guys, this location actually gets a lot more sun exposure. It will dry out a lot faster than where the plant was before, where the lavender plant was before. And so you can see there's still some organic matter here, but the soil drains a little bit differently over here. It drains faster, and that's what we want for this plant. General rule of thumb for transplanting a plant, dig the hole twice as wide as the plant needs to be planted deep. So guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my shovel, get it back underneath this plant so I can transfer it over. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna place it right down in the hole there. So there we go. Select that out. So we'll position this, get those roots kind of flared out, but get them down a little bit. And chances are a lot of this that we have on this plant over here, there's a lot of the vinca still, the vinca roots still intertwined in here. And so I'm gonna try and tease some of those out. Last thing we want is the vinca to come back in this area over here. Well, it's a pretty good fit. A little bit wider than the root ball, so that's okay for now. But what I did was I loosened all this up around here with that shovel so the roots, once they're ready, can come out and flare out and grow into those areas a lot easier. Otherwise, those roots would be hitting almost like a wall of where I dug down, and it would be harder for them to penetrate through that soil.
Okay, so we've got it planted, and you can see it's still trying to fall over because it just kind of trained itself to do that. So should we stake it?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea in this situation. That'll definitely work really well for this. We're gonna stake a little bit and we'll retrain it to grow a little bit straighter, and we'll reposition these roots to not want to pull it like that. We'll come through and we'll prune out some of this dead material, and that'll be fine. To rehab this plant, it is going to take a couple of years.
So here's a quick tour of new homes for our 2 lavenders.
Yep, they're really gonna like this location, and to me, they already look happier.
They do, they look great over here. Next steps, like Sean said, we definitely need to stake this, so we're gonna go get that set up, and we need to water these in first.
Yep.
Okay, you guys, we got it done. We're so excited. We've been meaning to do that for a while, and since we committed to redesigning that bed underneath the dogwood, that definitely needed to happen.
Yep, it'll be great to have that done. We can move forward with our redesign and getting the new plants underneath the dogwood tree now.
That'll be our next video. So part 3 coming up, we'll be adding plants to the area.
So guys, if you have any questions about what we did or any comments, leave them down below for us. We love hearing from you. Give us that thumbs up, let us know we're doing a good job, and subscribe to our channel so you get updates on our newest videos.
And thank you so much for being here, you guys. We really appreciate it. And we will be back tomorrow with another new project.
Yep.
So come on back and have a great day ahead.
Until then, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Bye-bye.